Yo, history buffs and Vicksburg fanatics, gather round. You think you know everything about this Mississippi gem called Vicksburg, Mississippi? Think again. Today, we're busting 5 myths bigger than the Vicksburg National Military Park and unearthing 5 incredible black figures from this city who deserve way more shine than a cannonball to the face. From musical masters to civil rights titans, prepare to have your mind blown as we count down the top 5 unsung heroes who rocked Vicksburg's world. So hit that subscribe button, grab your favorite Vicksburg biscuit, because you're gonna need a snack after this, and get ready to rewrite history, one forgotten legend at a time. Let's go. Number 5. Patrick Kelly, born in 1956, passed in 1990. Kelly was a pioneering fashion designer, who rose to fame in Paris during the 1980s with his vibrant, playful designs. He challenged traditional notions of fashion and embraced diversity, drawing inspiration from pop culture and everyday life. Kelly achieved what many only dream of today. Who moves from window dressing to high fashion in Paris? Who but Patrick Kelly? One of Kelly's signature elements was the use of oversized buttons. These buttons became a distinctive feature of his designs, and they often bore his signature. The buttons were not just a decorative element but also a symbol of his brand and a playful nod to fashion and identity. Throughout his career, he dressed the likes of Grace Jones, Princess Diana and Paloma Picasso. It is said that the famed Maya Angelou once sought support for a book about Patrick Kelly. Sadly, he died young from AIDS-related complications, but his legacy continues to inspire contemporary designers. Number 4. Myrlie Evers Williams, born in 1933. This civil rights first lady continues her work as an activist and educator. Evers Williams dedicated her life to fighting for racial equality. She was married to Medgar Evers, the NAACP field secretary who was brutally murdered in 1963 for simply registering blacks to vote. Mrs. Evers Williams has continued his work, co-founding the Medgar Evers Memorial Fund and serving as chair of the NAACP board. She was born in Vicksburg, Mississippi, in the home of her maternal grandmother. This was not uncommon at that time. She was raised by her grandmother and aunt, both respected school teachers. Myrlie attended Bowman High School, surely to be discussed in a follow-up video, as it churned out some serious African American leaders and thinkers from Vicksburg. Number 3. Bea Richards, born in 1927. She passed away in 2000. They say the Great Migration of blacks from the South was to Chicago. However, it certainly seems as if some took a detour to Hollywood. Bea Richards was a versatile actress, singer, and activist. Richards' career flourished in the 1950s and 60s, after she received her degree from Dillard University. She appeared in films like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and In the Heat of the Night, paving the way for more diverse representation in Hollywood. This Vicksburg star was not only nominated for an Oscar, a Golden Globe and a Tony Award, she also won 2 Primetime Emmys in her day. She was also a vocal advocate for civil rights and social justice. Number 2. Willie Dixon. He was born in 1915 and passed in 1970. This Vicksburg native sealed the deal of Vicksburg being the center line on the blues highway. Willie was a blues legend, songwriter, and bassist. Willie Dixon was born in Vicksburg and played a pivotal role in shaping the Chicago blues sound. He wrote countless classics like Spoonful and Little Red Rooster. Willie Dixon's music was covered by artists like Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, and the Rolling Stones. And Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, Etta James, The Doors, Canned Heat, UFO, Grateful Dead, Johnny Thunders, Tom Petty, and New York Dolls to the list of those who borrowed from Willie Dixon. He was called the Poet Laureate of the Blues. Little known fact, Willie Dixon was a boxer for a short period of time. He certainly knocked out the blues. Dixon was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame in 1980 and posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And back to Led Zeppelin. They say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, sometimes. In 1985, Willie Dixon took Led Zeppelin to court over their song, Whole Lotta Love. Why the lyrics were adapted from the Muddy Waters song, You Need Love, but that song was written by Dixon. They didn't get Willie Dixon's permission, but hopefully he forgave them after they settled out of court in Dixon's favor, and subsequent releases of the song were attributed to Dixon. And number 1. Tom Wintz, who was born in 1910 and passed away in 1978. This Vicksburg native is rumored to be the son of a white plantation owner and an African American mother who lived on the plantation. When Brown married Tom Wintz, Sr., her son became known as Tom Wintz, Jr., and the rest is history. Mr. Wintz became world-renowned as the owner of the Blue Room nightclub on Clay Street in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Forget your dusty museums, because we're about to step into the Blue Room, Vicksburg's hottest nightclub, and meet the man who made it swing. Imagine this, it's the 1940s, segregation's got a stranglehold on the South, but Tom Wintz ain't playing by those rules. He opens the Blue Room, a haven for black musicians and music lovers, where the color of your skin didn't matter, just the rhythm of your soul. We're talking B.B. King jammin' on his guitar, Ray Charles ticklin' the ivories, and Louis Armstrong blowin' that trumpet like a hurricane through a juke joint. In fact, the largest crowd was when Louis Armstrong performed. But I digress. The walls were sweatin' with the heat of good times, and Tom Wintz, the coolest cat in town, was right there in the thick of it. But Tom wasn't just some nightclub owner. He was a community builder, a bridge between worlds. White folks from across the tracks snuck in for a taste of that forbidden magic, and black artists found not just a stage, but a family. Tom treated everyone like royalty, from Muddy Waters to Miss Mary down the street. He even had a car phone, back when most folks were still using tin cans and string. This dude was ahead of his time, cooler than a mint julep on a July afternoon. He was remembered for his friendly greetings to anyone who entered his club. He was the most important blues promoter in Mississippi in the 1940s and 1950s. The notorious blues star lit up the entrance of the Blue Room. Sadly, this relic of history was demolished, but his legacy lives on. Alright, history fam, we've reached the end of our Vicksburg voyage, and what a ride it's been. We've journeyed through time, met musical icons, civil rights warriors, and everyday heroes who refused to let the odds stack against them. They've shown us the power of resilience, creativity, and fighting for what's right, even when the path isn't paved with Mississippi mudcake, though that would be pretty sweet. But here's the real takeaway. These Vicksburg legends aren't just ghosts in dusty history books. Their stories are living legacies, woven into the fabric of this city and beyond. They're a reminder that greatness can bloom anywhere, even in the most unexpected corners. So next time you see a young dreamer on the streets of Vicksburg, remember the bluesman with the bass line, the educator who challenged the status quo, or the neighbor who built a bridge with a melody. Remember that the potential for greatness lies within each of us, waiting to be unearthed. So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep amplifying the untold stories. Because Vicksburg's magic isn't just in the antebellum mansions or the Civil War whispers. It's in the spirit of its people, past, present, and future. And who knows, maybe one day, your name will be on a Vicksburg countdown video, inspiring a new generation to chase their dreams. Until then, keep it real, keep it soulful, and keep Vicksburg groovin'. The future's looking bright, and you never know what kind of history you might make yourself.